Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brunch with Deb. Sorry, folks, false start. Here we go. Tumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. I jump into the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic is jumping with folks like me on the road from 9 to 5. On the job, working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. You're getting by. It's all taken and no giving. Oh, you use your mind, but they never gave you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5, all for devotion. You would think that I deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss man, he won't let me. Oh, I swear, sometimes that man is out to get me. Just to watch you shatter. You're just a stop on the boss man's ladder, but you've got dreams they'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide will turn and it'll all just roll away. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living and barely getting by. It's all taken and no giving. Oh, they use your mind, but they never gave you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I deserve a fair promotion. It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. Or every day putting money in his wallet. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and no giving. Oh, they use your mind, but never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5 for service and devotion. Oh, you think that I would get a fair promotion? Oh, the rich man's game never gave you credit. Oh, it's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Hello, Axel. Hello, Beth. We are broadcasting today from one of the family trailers at the family Vinyard down in California. I'll give you guys a peek of this little guy. This is one of our overflow housing. This has been my little spot for the past 2 weeks that I've been down here. And it's a little baby Bambi. We've got 3 travel trailers on the property here because, well, it was it's too expensive to build any more cabins or houses. But it's harvest season here at the Vineyard, and my cousins and I have been down here doing this, that, and the other. And if you got my email, for those of you who are on my list, you probably saw the pictures of the grape harvesting machines and the big trucks. But anyway, this is the Labor Day show. So this weekend is Labor Day weekend here in America, where we celebrate the working American. Kind of usually means blue-collar workers, but I'm throwing a little bit of everybody in here. People aren't quite sure how Labor Day started. It was given credit to 2 guys, both with the last name of McGuire. I was looking this up. Apparently there was a Peter J. McGuire, General Secretary of the Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners, who wanted to have a Labor Day holiday in 1882, but also in 1882 there was another McGuire in New Jersey, a Matthew McGuire, not related to the first. He was the secretary, this Matthew guy, of the International Association of Machinists in Paterson, New Jersey. He proposed the holiday. So no one's quite sure how this got started, but here we are. For most people, it's a 3-day weekend. It's a lot of fun, but the purpose was originally meant to have parades and honor those who keep America going, which is people of all sorts of walks of life. Yes, Axel, it's like a tiny house. So this property's been in the family for over 105 years. I think I've got the math right. My cousins, our great-grandfather got this place for $10 gold in 1917. It's been passed down through the generation, and now there's a whole bunch of us here who are keeping it going. We don't grape farm it ourselves. We get the income from the guy we lease it, who's a professional farmer. We're sort of like gentleman farmers at this point, but at least it's still here. So anyway, all of us cousins, we cycle through a few times a year. Sometimes we're here together, like last week, and sometimes we're here separately, like I am this week. So let's go back down to the mines. We're going to get off the grape farm. We're going to go down to the mines because a lot of you know Tennessee Ernie Ford. You just by saying that name, you know exactly what I'm going to sing. But I found out that this song was originally written by Merle Travis, who recorded it in 1947 and released it at that time. It's about a coal miner based on the mines of Muhlenberg County, Kentucky. And if you're a John Prine fan, you know where Muhlenberg County is. And it rapidly became a gold record, but and covered by many. So for you who all know the parts, you can sing along. Hang on, I need to do my little Kleenex dab here. Okay. Oh, the stream is lagging. Really? So sorry. Well, I'm just going to keep going. I don't see any lag over here. I did a half-hour test stream on Thursday from this spot, and there's a router right out the window, so we'll try it. You load 16 tons and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go, 'cause I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun don't shine. Well, I picked up my shovel, I walked the line. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal. The straw bale said, God bless my soul. Oh, 16 tons, and what do you get? You get another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, won't you tell me, 'cause I can't go, 'cause I owe my soul to the company store. Well, some people say a man's made out of mud, but a poor man's made of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones, and a man that's weak and a back that's strong. You hold 16 tons, and what do you get? You get another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. If you see me, better step aside, 'cause a lot of men didn't and a lot of men died. One fist of iron and the other of steel. In the right don't get you, the left one will. You hold 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. To the company store. 16 Tons by Merle Travis. You got to appreciate the guys who get up and get down those dirty mines today or back then. It's a lot of backbreaking work. And, okay, Beth is reporting that there's no lag on YouTube, so maybe it's a Facebook thing, Axel? I'm not sure what to do. As I said, I did a full half-hour test stream at a couple different spots on the property yesterday and moved our Starlink router or Starlink thing around, so it's like out with a clear view of the sky, no obstructions. Like the last time I tried to podcast from the grape field, I had the Starlink set up in the wrong place. Now I know there's an aluminum back here, maybe that's the problem, but I don't know. This is why it's tricky to stream from the road, because I don't have 100% control over the Wi-Fi. Hi, Ron. Thanks for tuning in. And Rock and Roll Jacqueline Plum is here, and Howlin' Hobbit. I'm going to assume Heidi and Janet are out there lurking someplace. Well, this song's about work, but we're going to go back to the grape farm here and farming in general. Ah, hey, Peter Stokes. Nice to see you. Yes, we are streaming from the Airstream. Ha ha. That's true, we're streaming from the Airstream. I already showed folks this, but here's the inside of this little place. It's been my home for the past 2 weeks. There's 2 other trailers. There's another Airstream on the property, and then right next to me is a Keystone Bullet 22 foot. So we've got 2 Airstreams and 1 non-Airstream, and when we have all the family here, believe it, we use every single bed, every single couch, and all of the trailers when we're all here. So speaking of grapes, if you got my email last night, if you're not on my email list, please feel free to sign up. But it's harvest season, and last night all the semis were coming in and placing big bins around the fields. And the harvesters didn't follow last night, and of course it occurred to me that they usually don't work on Sundays, but tonight is when the show begins, and it's going to be rocking and rolling and shaking and baking out here. But speaking of grapes and farms, that makes me think about bugs. So let's sing about some bugs, which is a sort of form of labor. Getting rid of the bugs on the grapes or the vegetable garden or wherever have you. Because if we don't get rid of the bugs, well, we don't have food to eat. This is a squish-along. Squishing. Squish, 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 squish. We planted the cabbage at the edge of the garden. I went back home to watch it grow. But not much trouble, no one really likes to eat them, except some tiny little bugs that we all know. They don't take much, they grow in poor soil, so it comes as a kind of a surprise that the cabbage worms will eat them till there ain't nothing left if you don't squish the little butterflies. So come on down, let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. We'll squish the little buggers and they begin to flutter and our fingers have turned all nice and white. We'll clean the cabbage worms out of the cabbage patch and everything will work out right. So come on down, let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. Squish, 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 squish. Take a ramble through the bramble growing 6 feet tall. Take some berries and pop them in your mouth. It takes a lot of work to keep your brambles healthy and water to keep away the drought. And that's very true with the grapes in California. Those tiny green bugs come along and eat them till the stems all over in the rain. But we'll take the little bugs and squish them in our fingers and our berry patch is healthy once again. So come on down, let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. We'll kill the Japanese beetles in their shiny green armor so they don't get away in flight. 'Cause they're loving each other all over our bushes, completely unaware of their plight. So come on down, let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. Now here comes the part where we're not talking about bugs, we're talking about slugs. But as far as I'm concerned, slugs are a type of bug and we need to make them go away. Well, slugs is bugs that nobody loves, but everybody understands. They look disgusting and they taste disgusting and they feel disgusting on your hands. Blah. But of all the little bugs that grow in my garden, slugs have a special place in my heart. 'Cause they love to drink beer any kind of beer, and they won't quit drinking once they start. So come on down, let's go out and have a slug drowning party tonight. 'Cause they don't care if they're swimming in Guinness or sinking in Miller Lite. If you've got the time, that's for you, Peter Stokes. But they love to drink beer, any kind of beer. They drown in any beer inside. So come on down, let's go out and have a slug drowning party tonight. Now I never would have believed I'd be telling my kids it's okay to kill another living thing. I know what you mean when you tell me even Japanese Beatles can learn how to sing. Oh, let it be, that's for the Beatles. And I believe that everything should have a chance to live if they wish. But if I go out and plant it, well then god damn it, if you eat it, you're gonna get squished. So come on down, now let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. 'Cause we don't want to spray them, we don't want to zap them, don't want to cause them any frights. If you leave them alone, everything will turn out right. So come on down, now let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. So come on down, let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. So come on down, let's go out and have a bug squashing party tonight. Squish. I'm sitting here looking at the grape fields. I should turn this around so you guys can see that there really are. There's the other trailer, one of them. As you see, there are grape fields out there. Look at all those grapes. Those are Pinot Noir grapes, which I believe get sold to Chandon cellars. So if you're ever eating some Chandon Pinot Noir, some of those grapes might have come from here. And the farm across the road, and the vineyard across the road from that. This whole little island in the Delta chain is full of grapes. There's grapes everywhere. Oh, Labor Day, welcome aboard. Hi, Bonnie, nice to see you. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry, Axel, that you can't connect to YouTube. I wish I could solve all these technical problems. I wish I could. Well, maybe this woman can. Hard-working woman. I'll dedicate this to American blue-collar women. This is one of mine. You all know it well. Sing along. Mama wears a hard hat. Mama wears work boots. Drives a forklift. Uses big tools. She's got a big voice. She can talk tough to all the big boys. Oh, they listen up. She don't dress up in diamonds and pearls, but Mama is a queen of the working girls. Mama never was one to take any flack, even when they said women don't work like that. Oh, Mama got the training, Mama's on the job. Mama is the one everyone counts on. She can build a building, build a bridge. She can build a roadway, she'll win the bid. And if you need a buddy to get you through a jam, you can bet your money on Mama, she's your man. Oh, Mama wears a hard hat, Mama wears work boots, drives a forklift and uses big tools. She's got a big voice, she can talk tough to all the big boys. Oh, they listen up. She don't dress up in diamonds and pearls. Mama is a queen of the working girls. Whistle blows and the sun comes up while she's out on the job site getting things done. Tote that load, lift that bale, driving steel and pounding nails. Sweat is pouring off her brow, but she's flying high over broken ground. Pretty is as pretty does pretty work. Oh yes, she does. She lets her hair all hang down. Mama loves her friends and Mama loves her kids, and Mama loves her man like ain't nobody's business. Mama wears a hard hat, Mama wears a hard hat. Mama wears a hard hat. Mama wears a hard hat. Look out. Axel's saying that they only have some grapes at the back wall of the garage, but that's great. That's grape. That's great. There's a verbal pun there, you know. Yeah, I don't have any grapes in my Seattle garden. I know a lot of people do. And of course, this place is full of grapes. It's 200 acres. It's not a huge, big Midwestern agriculture farm, or even some of the bigger farms where I am, but it's adequate enough. And we are blessed in my family that my great-grandfather, Arthur MacArthur Seymour, that was his name, bought this place for so cheap, because when he bought it 105 years ago, none of the levees were built along the Sacramento River, so it was considered unincorporated swampland, and the county didn't think it was really worth anything. Anyway, it was really his daughter, my great-aunt, and her husband, my great-uncle Billy, who really developed the farm here. And until 2012, this was an alfalfa farm or a corn farm. But everyone's been putting in grapes because that's what the market is, and also grapes are way less hard on water supplies than alfalfa, which is a water hog, as is corn. So you think of a juicy grape, you think, oh, that must use so much water, but in fact, that's a myth. Grapes are actually easier. And what's really interesting is when I was a kid coming up here to visit Great Aunt Dorothy and Great Uncle Billy, I mean, I'm thinking of crop dusting. There used to be crop duster planes that would fly over and practically hit the roof off of the main farmhouse. And now it's all this very precise computer-aided, they do spray, but it's like very targeted with like these little faucets that come out of the side of the trucks, or else they drip some fungicide in the ground. And the tech, and I know that the James Raymer, the guy who rents the land from us to farm, James Raymer farms, and you can look up butter wine. That's butter Chardonnay. You can get that at Safeway. Some of those grapes are grown right here, as well as Chandon wines, Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris. And then there's a third winemaker we sell to, which is a small seller called Lloyd Cellars out of Clarksburg, California. They make a wine called Prescription Chardonnay. Good for that ails you. So if anytime you buy any of those wines, you're supporting all the local farmers here on this property, as well as on this whole area in the Sacramento River Delta. Hi, Mandy. Glad to see you. Pinot Noir is one of the few wines you enjoy. Well, that's cool. I'm looking at a bunch of Pinot Noir grapes, and by tomorrow morning they'll be gone because they're going to harvest tonight. And all these big, giant 2-story tall grape pickers. Look at what a grape harvester looks like. They're freaking scary because they harvest at night. The reason they harvest at night is because the grapes, the sugar content is more balanced and more flavorful, and also so the grapes don't accidentally ferment in the big semi-truck bins that when they get transported up to Nampa to be crushed. And also it's better on the workers because it's not, a million degrees. It's cool at night, and it's been very cool the last couple nights. So there's some grape trivia for you. Grape ape. What am I going to do next? I don't even know what I'm doing next. Yes, I do. Oh, this is important. I want you to know that because I was going to say Mama wears a hard hat, I looked in the tool shed here on the property for a hard hat. I know we have them because we've got chainsaws and trees have to be pruned. And I know I've seen my cousin Tad wearing a hard hat and my cousin Sam, but I'll be darned if I could find a hard hat anywhere on the property. But I want you guys to know I tried. And of course, I have a hard hat back in Seattle, but I didn't think to bring it down here with me. But I tried to find a hard hat for you guys in the very higgly-piggly tool shed here. Speaking of tools, first we're going to tune this baby a little bit. Oh, that sounds terrible. Talks amongst yourselves. Woo! That's better. All right, tools. You know what song is coming next, don't you? You say that you're a handyman, that you know how to use a hammer mess with my tools. But what about your plumbing, girl? It seems that you have got a spigot running cold when it should be running hot. You say you'll show me how your snake can make my waters flow. That a little plumbing action should tidy up my bowl. Well, I don't see no cover-alls like what you ought to use. If you ain't got a protection, boy, don't you mess with my tools. Well, I may be a woman, but I know a thing or two, because I've done enough repair work from being with guys like you. So stay out of my workroom, you keep your fingers off my pliers and hands off my breakers, boy, no messing with my wires. Okay, you say you were right and I am wrong. I ain't no carpenter, I ain't no plumber, but you knew that all along. So let's not let these flying sparks give rise to more suspicion. Come on, babe, let's work it out. It's a mighty fine electrician, If you ain't got the know-how, boy, don't you mess with my. If you ain't got protection, boy, don't you mess with my. If you ain't got a license, boy, don't you mess with my, mess with my, mess with my, mess with my, mess with my tools. Don't you ever mess with them. Which is probably why maybe I didn't look super hard in the tool shed here, because I don't want to mess with the groundskeepers and my cousin's tools, and nothing's labeled in there. So this has been a very silly live stream from the Airstream at the family vineyard, which is, I guess, kind of my other job besides music. And it's a pleasure to have you here and invite you into this particular trailer. Sometimes I stay in the one next door, sometimes I stay in the house, but we had a whole big group of people here last week, and so I claimed this spot, and I haven't moved. Hey, Sarah. Speaking of cousins, cousin Sarah just popped on board. I'm going to put her on the screen. That's Sarah. She's my cousin, and I love her. I saw a lot of her last week, and it was delightful. She has since gone back to where she lives. I'll play with your wires, babe. Yeah, well, Sarah, I've been playing all the wires here on the ranch. So I said, oh gosh. I was wondering if one of my cousins was going to tune in today. See if I was doing streaming from the Airstream. Okay, well, tips are always appreciated, or donations, PayPal, Venmo, credit, debit cards. If you are paying by a debit credit card, I believe I changed the button on my website to say credit, debit card, but if I didn't, you just punch the credit card button and it will work. I will get that money eventually, which goes all pouring back into the music business. Looking forward to getting back to my album and getting the last 3 songs recorded this fall. And meanwhile, I'll be here every Sunday except for the last 3 Sundays in October, because Jason and I, my husband, are doing a delayed honeymoon to Europe. But there are 5 Sundays in October, but I will be doing the annual Deb Seymour Halloween special, not on a brunch day. It'll be on Wednesday, October 11th. There'll be 2 shows. You know I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, and it's a little early this year because I'm sorry, Axel, that we're not going to Germany, but we're going to the Netherlands and to France. So visiting friends and family there. But next trip, maybe I could swing by Germany and meet you and Agnes, because I would love to. Oh, thanks, Sarah. What else? Okay, so I've done the tip thing. I hate asking for money. Also, if you're not on my mailing list, please consider signing up it's at debseymourmusic.com, and you go to the opt-in page. You immediately get 3 free song downloads, and I think one of them is Tools, actually, and the other one is Blame It on the Dog, and I think the third one is Martian Tangos. That tells you how often I look at my own website, but feel free to get on the mailing list. And if you get on today and you're not on it, I'll send you the email I sent last night, which has got juicy stuff. It's one of the general emails. I usually send 2 to 3 general emails a year to the entire list, and then after that, I only send pertinent information like gigs in your area, so I don't bother Massachusetts folks with in-person Seattle gigs. But I do send out announcements of live streams, and of course, you want to get on the list so that you keep track of just when that new CD is going to come out, which should be next March, 6 months from now. So cross your fingers. We're going to wind up today with little Huey Lewis in the news. I grew up with Huey Lewis in San Francisco, and this is called Working for a Living. Thanks for tuning in today on Brunch with Deb, the Labor Day edition, live streaming from the Airstream at the Family Vineyard. Keep it real. Some days won't ever end and some days pass on by. I've been working here forever, at least until I die. Damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I'm supposed to get a raise last week, you know how I won't. Working for a living, working for a living. I'm taking what they're giving, oh, 'cause I'm working for a living. Living and working, working for a living. Hey, I'm not complaining 'cause I really need the work. Hitting up my buddies got me feeling like a jerk. $100 car note, $100 rent. I got the check on Friday, but it's already spent. Working for a living, working for a living. Working for a living, living and I'm working. Oh, I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. And here's where the harmonica solo would go if I played harmonica. Working for a living, working for a living, working for a living. Ooh, oh, I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Busboy, bartender, ladies of the night, old grease monkey, ex-junkie, winner of the fight. Walking on the streets, it's really all the same. Selling souls, rock and roll on any other day. Working for a living, working for a living. I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Everybody, you keep it real this week. Remember to look both ways crossing the street. Be careful whose tools you use. And as I always say, tell the people that you love them sooner rather than later. Because you never know what tomorrow will bring. Thanks so much for being here. There's a lot of fun, great people in the room today. I'll see you next Sunday from back at the Deb's Den in Seattle. Working for a living. Working for a living. Working for a living, living and I'm working. Well, I'm taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. Taking what they're giving 'cause I'm working for a living. I'd jump, except there's no room at the little table here. See you guys next week. Take care. Love you all.